Ooh. So we're going to start seated. If you want to start lying down, please feel free, and I'll just invite you to get up at some point. So go ahead and move some fluff out from under you. And then if you're sitting long leg, that's great. If you're sitting cross leg, let's bring the non-dominant foot in front. So however you naturally sit, bring that other foot in front. Just so we can bring a little bit more balance around the top, however you're sitting. And then let's draw the shoulders up around the ears. Some of you are already doing that. Squeeze the hands into fists. And then exhale, let the shoulders drip down. Let the hands soften. Let the eyes soften. And just let the chin soften if you're seated, just to parallel with the earth. So there's a subtle tuck in the chin, so we have a nice bit of length through the back of the neck. And remembering the dog that you might hear in the background, the scratching, we're just going to let that take us even deeper. Even deeper. So just start to tune in and start to bring your awareness to the body as you feel the support that's there beneath you. Feel your body making contact with the earth below you. And perhaps noticing the gentle air around you, and maybe just the fan that's blowing. Maybe you feel that gentle sensation across your skin. And perhaps maybe you're noticing even the skin. Maybe you're even noticing the clothes that are on your body and them making contact with your body. So now as you sense all of that, maybe just start to tune into your other senses of what you might be smelling, even tasting. And then just let your awareness drift a little bit more in, a little bit more back, and a little bit more down. So you start to sense your breath. And perhaps start to feel the breath deepening and expanding inside of you as you invite the breath in and out through the nose. And if you're feeling a little too warm, do an open mouth exhale. Maybe just take a couple of breaths with that open mouth exhale to just let go of everything leading up to this point. You might get a visitor, Holly, coming by you. And just continue to follow and trace the breath as it moves in and as it moves out. And as you feel that rhythm of life happening through you, just start to scan your body from your head down to your tail. Just softening everything on your path down. We're doing throwing yoga today, apparently. So continue to follow your breath, continue to scan down the body. And if there's anything that might need a little bit more space, maybe to invite the breath into those spaces that feel a little tight and sticky. So I'd love to share this poem today by Gina Puorro. It's called May You Be Love. May you be well in body, mind, and spirit. May you be joyful. May you be free from harm and from harming others. May you feel safe in your body. May you have space to rest. May you have space to play. May you be free to feel all of your feelings. May you be nourished by pleasure. May your voice be met with kind and receptive ears. May your grief be a testament to how deeply you love. May your life be a testament to the light of your spirit. May you feel the protection of your ancestors' prayers. May you trust in the wisdom of your body. May you know that the love you have given was never wasted. May you receive the abundance of love that is available to you. May you love freely and deeply. May you be loved. Or perhaps you just carry pieces of this poem with you, whatever might have spoken with you. Or perhaps it's something else altogether. So let that be your next inhale of breathing in your intention for class, of what you can bring with you to remember to come back to when the mind begins to wander. So the mantra that I will return to throughout class today is, may you be loved. May you be loved. So however we're seated, let's just bring our hands down in front of our legs. There's no wrong way here. And then let's exhale, gently fold forward. Let your body fold forward in whatever position you're seated in. And if it's right for you, just gently shake your head out a little bit. No. Let the day drop out of your head down to the earth. And then on your next inhale, let's bring our hands, walking them back, walk the head up so it stacks last. And then let's bring our hands behind us, maybe even fists. And inhale, lift the heart up to the sky, lift the gaze up high as well. And just feel the heart expansion as the shoulder blades soften together on the back body as the collarbones expand. So now gently exhale, soften the gaze, tuck the chin back down, release your hands, and let's switch the cross if your legs are crossed. And then we're going to do a little neck work today because I realize I haven't done that with you guys and I don't know how long. So we're going to bring one hand in front of our head. So it's going to be like a form of resistance. And we're going to bring the other hand behind our head. So as we're pushing our head forward, push your fingers into your head and then push into the back of your head as you come back, bringing it back to neutral. So you're pushing forward and then back to neutral. So let's do that like 5 times, just going forward and back. You can keep your eyes soft for now. So this is a great thing to do every day. I've been forgetting, so that's why I'm bringing it in. And then come back, and then we're going to bring our hands to the sides of our head. So now we're going to focus on going just to the right and gently press to the right and then bring your head back to the center. So we're pushing over to the right and center. So you can let your head go down toward your shoulder and then let it come up as you push into the side of your head. So let's do again 5 on this time, 5 on this side, maybe 6. So once you hit that number, now let the other ear reach towards the shoulder as you push your fingers into the side of the head and then back up. So once again, do 5 or 6. Last one if you're finishing. If you're not finished, finish up. And then we're going to do one final round. So this is a good thing to do every single day. So once you've gotten both sides, front and back, yep, use the restroom. We're going to bring one hand to the kind of diagonal angle and then the other hand behind us. So it makes like a diagonal straight line. So then you're going to push to the front hands and then push back to the back hand. Coming back to neutral, we're pushing forward and back. So it's suggested that we do work these muscles because most of us are on our phones and we're looking down all day. We're reading books, maybe. That's for me. And then our neck muscles start to atrophy. So once you did 5 or 6 at that diagonal way, go the other way. So bring your hands to the other corner, to the other back corner. Gently press forward and back to neutral. And if you do this in public, people may think you're weird. Don't worry. I do it all the time. They think I'm weird and I don't care. You can join me in being weird. So once again, once you do 5 or 6, come back to the center. Let's just rock our head a little side to side. And then once you come back to the center, rock forward and back with the neck, noticing what might be there, because those neck muscles in the cervical spine start to atrophy when we are bending forward all day, and then people get that nice little hump back there, which adds extra hormones. There's all these things. Yep, and we got the dog. So once you're finished, bring your head back to the center, and then we're gonna, did we switch her across? I think you guys switched her across, yes. So let's go ahead, bring your hands down in front of you. Exhale, fold forward. Good job listening to your body. Once again, shake your head out a little bit, no. Shake your head out a little bit, yes, because that might have felt like that's some work I've never done with those neck muscles. So finish rocking your head, shaking no, shaking yes, and then find stillness and begin to walk your hands back, stack your head last. And now once we're ready, let's turn our palms up to the sky. We're gonna bring just that right arm up. So let's bring that right arm up, pat ourselves on the back. Let's take that left hand on top of that elbow or in front of the tricep. Let's start to create a little bit of space in that tricep area, sitting tall as you can. And then you get to choose if you want to add on. We're going to lean over to the left, just gently leaning over, staying there. And then you can let that top left hand come down to the earth. And you can keep that other arm that's bent behind you, keep it there for now. And now gently unfold that top arm and gently reach a little bit further over to the side, whatever degree feels good, and then glue that right hip down to the earth. Breathing in, may I be loved, as you breathe that into your whole side body. And then inhale, come back, center, lower the hand down, I can't see you. And then let's flip that left palm up, pat ourselves on the back as we bend the elbow. And then bring that right hand on top. Notice if this side might feel a little tighter. And if you can, trying to keep everything in alignment with the head, heart, hips, all in alignment. And if you notice your arm is pressing your head forward, then just bring your hand to the tricep. So now when you're ready, you can drift over gently to the right, leaning to the side. And then when it feels right, let that top hand fold down to the earth, reaching down to the right. And then maybe unfold that other arm, reaching over further to the right as you send the left hip down to the earth. Breathing in here, may I be loved. Now inhale, rise. Let's bring one more time. Bring our hands or fists behind us. Open that heart space again. Breathing that in. May I be loved as you feel that expanding through the heart space. And breathe in the expansive sky from above us. And let's bring that with us on our journey. As we slowly tuck the chin back down, lower the gaze. Bring the hands out to the side, and let's all bring our legs long. So some of us are already there. Bring your legs long, bounce the knees a little bit, and then flex through the feet, and then you might need to soften the knees depending on those hamstrings. And now let's inhale up with the arms. We're going to revolve. So let your arms gently revolve to the right. Let the hands soften down. You can reach for the outer thigh, the earth behind you. And now let's just send the gaze forward, looking towards our toes. And as you look toward your toes, maybe you can spread those toes. And now just release the rear arm, cross it over on top, crossing the limbs. Walk your arms gently down as you bend the knees, fold forward and down. Now breathe all along the back body. Feeling it from the heels, up the legs, all the way up the spine. And now slowly inhale, coming back up, taking your time, stacking your head last, and then inhale up with the arms. Keeping those feet flexed, let's revolve to the left, hand soften down again. So keep that beautiful tall spine as you twist. And as you inhale, lengthen higher. Exhale, twist from the navel center. Inhale, lengthen even higher, twist from the heart space. And now let's just release the gaze, looking towards your toes again. Spread the toes when you're here, flexing the feet. And then release the rear hand just like before, cross it over on top and begin that forward fold as you keep the arms crossed, forwarding, folding down as you soften the knees. Letting the legs be as long as you'd like. Now let's breathe in through the back of the heart space. May I be loved. May I know love. And now gently walk your hands back, stack the head last, and then we're gonna bring our feet in. Let's go ahead, cross our feet at our ankles. We're gonna go ahead, press ourselves forward. We'll come into that table position. Really hard to see with my haircut. All right, so now bring your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and that's not rolled out. And now just wag your tail a little bit. Start to notice how those hips are feeling today. Let your hips go one way as your head goes the other way. Making kind of a C shape with the body. And notice how the wrists are feeling. If you need to, come into a neutral fist to neutralize the wrists. And then make your way back to the center. And let's go through our cat-cow. So let the belly soften, let the heart lift the hips. And now exhale, lift the back body up to the sky as you soften the gaze, soften the tail. So add whatever organic movement that would feel good here for you today. That can be a side-to-side sway. That can be a barrel roll with the belly. That could be a little combination of both. And if you're still discovering some of those tight, sticky spaces as we move, I do invite you to bring your breath into those spaces. So now, finishing up. And then we're gonna find our nice neutral spine. So a nice flat back, gaze is looking down at the earth. We're gonna flex the toes, so push the feet into the earth. We're gonna hover the knees above the earth. So hover, lifting the knees up, unlocking the elbows, and breathe. So you want your knees as low as you can go without touching the earth. And breathe here. Feel the navel to the spine. Feel the breath meeting you. Remembering that we hold the poses, never our breath. So now soften the knees, relax the feet back, sink the hips back into child's pose. Let the head meet the earth. Let the hands soften down. Let the wrists relax. And maybe rock your forehead a little bit side to side. So as our head is on the earth, let's receive the love and the nourishment from the earth beneath us. And as we breathe into that third eye space, that space right in the center of the forehead, breathe that love into the third eye. And now gently still the head if it is still moving. Let's inhale, come back to our table pose. And then we're gonna move to our puppy dog pose. We're gonna be like Miss Holly that was here today. So walk your hands forward, and you might need a block here, so you might wanna block under your head. Walk your hands forward, let your head meet the block or the earth, reaching the heart for the earth. We're gonna keep our hips over the knees as we find our puppy dog pose. And once you're there, go ahead, pull those low bottom ribs up and in. That way we protect the back. So now lower the elbows down to the earth, walk your hands under the shoulders, and inhale, come back into that table pose. That way you were supported. All right, so now let's go ahead and walk our arms forward. Let's find our kind of a kneeling plank position. So this might be a beautiful place for us to stay. If you want to do full plank, you have that option always. Flex the feet, lift the knees off of the earth. We're gonna do a little shoulder work today. So when you're ready, you can stay here or come down onto the right elbow and then the left, and then come back on the right hand and then the left. Now go down left arm, then right, come back left, and then right. One more time, if you can, each side. You don't need to. You can stay down or stay in place, but laugh at yourself. So once you made your way back to doing 2 on both sides, come down to your forearms. Lower the knees down if they're not there. Let them come down. Let the feet relax. Let the hips relax. Open the hands wide. Find that number 11 with your arms. Now look over each shoulder as you soften your glutes. Look back. And then let that inhale guide your gaze forward. Exhale, look over the other shoulder. So maybe it would feel good to do that one more time each way. Let your breath be your guide. And then making your way back to the center, let's exhale, bring our hands to create a pillow for our forehead to rest upon. And keep your toes pointing down towards the short edge of your mat. We're gonna do a little heart opener here. So we'll gently remove the hands, let the forehead come to the earth. Bring your hands behind you into that interlock of the knuckles or of the fingers. Now charge the knuckles down the tail, lift the heart, lift the gaze, just send the gaze slightly forward and down. Breathe here as you feel the low back muscles working. Exhale, tuck the chin, lower the forehead down, release the hands, let them float down by the hips, unlock the fingers. Feel the shoulders softening down, feel the shoulder blades opening. We're going to do that one more time. So once again, interlock if you can into the weird interlock where it feels awkward. Now charge the knuckles down again, the tailbone, lift the heart, lift the gaze, send the gaze forward and down. Feel the heels of the palms drawing towards one another as you open up more space in the heart. Feel the low back muscles working. And then exhale, let everything soften. Release your hands. You can use your hands again for the pillow, or you can rest on one side of the face. And if you're resting on one side of the face, lift your head only enough to switch your gaze, look the other way. And now lift the head just enough to bring your gaze back to the earth as you tuck your chin, lower the forehead down. And then bring your hands there underneath the shoulders. Slowly press yourselves up and back, sink your hips back to child's pose. And now decide, do you want to keep your arms forward or do you want to reach your hands back for your heels? Either option is good. So if your hands are back by your heels, just circle the arms back forward. And once everyone's hands are forward, let's spread the fingers as wide as we can like a starfish. Point the index fingers forward. And now inhale, come up to your hands. Knees are bent, flex the feet. We're gonna come up into downward dog. So flexing the feet, bending the knees, walk your dog. Start to breathe even more life into the back of the legs. See if you can plug your shoulders in, a little bit more back, and a little bit more down. See if you can gently pull the low ribs in just a little bit more. So now let's start to still the walking of our dogs. Let's start to bend the knees, sink your hips back, let your belly touch the thighs perhaps, or maybe it's just reaching towards the thighs. And then inhale, lengthen the legs, find your down dog, whatever degree. We're gonna look between our hands. We're gonna take our time to walk, step, hop forward, however we choose to get there, to come into our forward fold. And use your blocks here if you want them for support to bring that earth closer to you. Let the knees be soft as the head is heavy, and maybe add a rock. So if you're moving, gently still the rock. You can keep the bend in your knees. Let's find our gorilla pose. So we're gonna lift up the right foot, bring our right hand underneath our foot so the back of the palm is on the earth, and then lift up the left foot, bringing the left hand underneath, and keep that bend in your knees and massage the palms with your toes. Breathe into the front of the wrist. Thank the wrist for the support, for the balance work. Last little bit of massaging of the palms. And then slowly unthread the right hand and then the left. Let's take our inhale to our active back extension. Inhale, fingertips to the shin, L-shaped body. Now bring your fingers back to your hips, bend the knees, inhale, rise. Let's come on up with our hands, reach them up to the sky into our upward hand salute. So pinkies come together, mini lean back, looking back and up with the gaze. And then exhale, lower the hands to meet the heart as the gaze comes back to the horizon. So now we're gonna come up onto our toes. So let's go ahead and find some balance, lifting up our heels off of the earth, finding a little bit of balance, find a stationary, something to look at, a focal point. And now exhale, let the heels come down. Let all the weight come down through your heels. We're gonna do that a couple times. Lift up, soften through the heels. So the heels are the strongest bone in our body. We are letting the weight of our body come through our heels to strengthen our bones from the inside out. Maybe you add on with your hands, just throw it down, whatever else you're carrying. Anything else you're still holding, just give it all to the earth. We don't need to carry it. Maybe some breaths with it, beautiful. Let's do two more. So let's come back up with our hands, reach them high to the sky when you're ready. You can keep going if you want. Reach the right hand down the thighs, you reach over, start to breathe a little more space into that outer hip. May I be loved. And now inhale, rise, reach high to the sky. Left hand reaches down the thighs, you reach over. May I know love. And now inhale, come back high, hands come together and come to the heart space. Let's come back to our tippy toes again, find a little bit of balance here. And then exhale, soften, let the heels come down. You can even do some weight dropping. So now let's lift up that right heel, and we're gonna lift the knee and take our big step back. So once we take our step back, we're gonna pivot that foot. So we're ready for warrior two, and then open up the arms. So now spread your arms along the horizon. Check on your front knee to make sure it's going out over the second and third toes. And then anchor in that rear outer edge of that foot. Feel the rear inner arch of the foot lifting. So now let's inhale, reach our hands up, wrap that left thumb and index finger around the right hand, around the right wrist, Press the right palm up, add that traction, and then lean back. Maybe look back. You can look behind or in front of your arm towards your pinky toe. And now slowly release the gaze, slowly release the arms, come back to your warrior two, pause and breathe in the strength and the power of the warrior of love that you are. So we're gonna move into our side angle, hand, forearm down on that right thigh, reach that left arm out in front of you and create that diagonal angle. So reaching forward towards me. Yep, you had it. Did I say the wrong hand? I might have. I sure did. Right hand. Thanks, Monica. Thanks for showing me. Nope, you heard right.
It's like GPS, you go.
Yeah, right? Shoot, I don't always know what direction I'm going. So now you can keep that top arm as it is or circle it around, circling it back and around. Create even more space in the shoulder. Perhaps one more time around, and as the arm comes back, let it pull you back up. Breathe here. Let's turn the palms up to soften their shoulders down. Check that front knee. It definitely has a tendency to want to sag in. Draw it out towards the pinky toe. And now let's inhale, rise, extend the front leg, reach the hands high, and then flex the front left toes, turn them forward, and now reach your arms out to the letter T. So now let's hinge forward from our hips, lead with our heart hinge, and find a flat back if you can. Breathe here, feel that core working. And then we're gonna lower the right hand to meet the earth, let the left hand reach high to the sky. We're going to see if we can come back to a neutral spine in between. So as you inhale, reach the right hand out to the side, find your table position with your flat back. It's not table, it's your straddle position. And now exhale, lower the left hand to meet the earth, reach the right hand high. No, you can always use your blocks at any point. And now exhale, come back to your flat back position, arms out to the letter T. And then exhale, lower the hands to meet the earth. And now take your hands where you want them to go. You can keep them there as you gently shift your hips, rocking your hips. Or if you want to move somewhere else, you can reach your hands back between your legs, reaching back in space. If your hands are reaching back or forward, let's bring some blocks under our head. Find a height that works for you, maybe 1 or 2 blocks. And let your head be fully supported so that your hips can hold you here. And you can experiment with those arms. You can bring them forward for a little bit. You can reach them through the back, reaching back in space. So do a little bit of both to notice the subtle differences. So imagine your breath is like a waterfall of breath that's traveling and it's hitting the back of the hips and then it's going down each leg. It's going down your spine all the way out the crown of your head, back into the earth again. Let that love pour over and through you. And just take another 2 breaths here. And when we get to the other side, we'll do some lateral side lunges. So we'll just keep with our legs nice and long for now. And then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Take your time to reach for your feet now. Reach for your toes, reach for your calves, reach for whatever you can hold. You can take the peace fingers and reach for the big toes if you'd like. So now we're going to just send the energy out through the crown, lifting the head off of the blocks. Nice flat back. Long arms holding onto your legs or feet. Breathe here. And then exhale, let everything soften. Let the head come back to the blocks. Let the hands come under the heart. And then let's go ahead and remove the blocks so you can bring them back to the front edge of your mat so that they're there for you when you come back. And then come to your hands and then come to your fingertips. So we're going to have a nice flat back again. Core is engaged. So let's bring our arms to the letter T if we can. Breathe here, spread your fingers, spread your toes, and then inhale, rise, reach up into the letter Y. Look high if you can. Now exhale, lower the hands along the horizon. Let's flex that left foot, turn it back forward, back to your warrior two. Make any adjustments you need here. So now we're gonna exit the way we came. Let's pivot the rear foot, bring our hands forward to our heart space. So when we're ready, we're gonna inhale up, stepping forward, and then let's draw that right knee up. Let's circle that ankle a little bit. Circle it both directions, yep. Challenging the balance, use a ball if you need to. And then we're gonna trace our shin. Hopefully we're okay without a strap today, because I didn't bring them. Trace our shin, yep, I don't have balance either, it's okay. And reach for our foot as we find, we're getting ready for dancer pose, but for now, try to keep the front of the thighs parallel with one another. Yes, use the wall, great job, ladies. Right, gather all the support that you need today. Letting go of any judgment that might be here. Because if you're shaking, your body's working just as we want it to. So now if you want, you can move to dancer's pose. So you can push the foot into the hand, gently reach the left hand forward, gently hinging from the hips, just reaching forward as you open up the space in the front of the quad.
Oh, yeah.
Breathe into that front quad. And then slowly come back up, slowly release the foot, let it come back down. Don't worry, we're gonna get both sides so you can come back to your mat. So we're gonna start the way we started on the other side. So let's take that inhale, rise up. Hands come down to the heart space. Let's go ahead, lift up our heels. Find your balance here. Just being on your ball mounts of your feet. And then let your heels come all the way down as you let the weight go through the heels. Let's do that a couple times, throwing anything down that we need to throw down. Maybe letting out an open mouth, exhale. Let's do two more just like that. And if you want to keep going, keep going. And then once you're complete, you can bring your hands back to your heart, bring your feet underneath your hips. If you're a little bit back on your mat, you may want to step forward. And then we're going to go ahead, especially if you got two mats, you definitely need to come off when you're doing balance. Lifting up that left heel, let's draw that left knee up and take our big step back. Wiggle the toes back there. Once you get there, pivot the foot, moving into warrior two. So now let's refine the pose, check the front knee, check the rear foot, anchor in that rear edge of the foot, lifting up the inner arch. So now as we breathe here in our powerful warrior, let's find our reverse warrior as we inhale up with our arms. We're gonna wrap this time the left thumb and index finger around the right palm, press the palm up to the sky, and then gently lean back. Look back towards your pinky toe. We see you, we hear you. Breathe here all along the front side body. I am love. May I know love. And now let's release the gaze, then release the hands as our body comes back to the center, arms reach out along the horizon. I am a warrior of love. So now let's soften the hand or forearm down to the front thigh, reach that rear hand overhead, create that diagonal angle. Feel the outer edge of the foot really plant in as you stretch from the outer edge of the foot through to the fingertips. Now, are you holding anywhere? Try to release the gripping in the toes and the hands. And then decide if you want to circle that top arm around, back and down. Let's do a couple more circles back in space. And the next time your hand comes back, let it pull you up, inhaling up, come back to your warrior two. Turn the palms up as you soften the shoulders down. So now let's inhale, extend the front leg, turn the palms down. Let's flex now the right toes, pivot the right foot. So now both feet are parallel with the side edge of your mat. We're going to actually draw our heels in. So now turn the toes out a little bit. We're going to do a little catching and releasing. So let's catch the love that we are asking for and release anything that isn't love. Let's return all non-love with love. So catch and release. Great job. Let's do 3 more catches and releases. Catching the love, returning all non-love with love. And then finishing up, coming back high into the letter Y with the arms. Let's pivot the heels. So now the feet are both parallel again with the short edge of your mat. Bring your arms to the letter T. Once again, we're going to hinge at the hips, nice flat back. So have a nice flat back. Gaze is looking down at the earth below you. Breathe here. And now exhale, let the hands come down to the earth. Use your blocks if you want them here. And now let's do our lateral side lunge. So let your one knee be bent as the hip sinks back and the other leg is long. So let your hands follow you as you shift side to side. And take your time to just pause and breathe into the inner thigh of the long leg. Let's just blow like maybe 2 more times each side on our own pace, following our rhythm. And then let's come back to the center. We're going to sink over to the left side, doing that lateral side lunge. And now bring the right hand underneath your heart. Right hand or fist, reach the left hand high. And then keep the left hand there or fold it down and back as the elbow bends. Now let the left hand gently fold back down to the earth. Walk your hands back to the center. And then hinge over towards the right knee, bending the right knee, walking your hands under the shoulders. Bring the left hand now under the heart. Reach the right hand high and let it stay there or fold the hand down to the low back. Breathe here as you breathe into that anterior delt as well as that inner thigh. Now gently unfold the right hand, come back to the center. And let's just take a minute to rock our hips again. And then we're going to take that time to just reach for whatever we can hold, our calves, our feet, our big toes, whatever we can hold, and then find a nice active spine. So a nice straight flat back as you hold onto the toes, the ankles, whatever you're holding. Nice long arms, long legs. And then exhale, let everything soften, let the head come towards the earth. Let your hands go where they want to go, behind you, in front of you. You know the way. And then take your time to walk your hands back under the heart space. We're going to come up the way we came down. So come to your fingertips. Activate the core, and then reach your arms to the letter T. Breathe here, feel the strength, feel the power, and then inhale, reach up to the letter Y as you inhale up with the body. Taking your time, maybe grabbing your shoe on the way, and then draw your arms to the letter T. Let's flex that right foot, turn the right toes back forward so we're back into that warrior 2. And now we're going to leave the way we came. So pivot the rear foot, bring your hands to the heart, find that high lunge position. Once you feel stable, take your step forward before we move into the balance. Let's slowly take our time to draw that left knee in. This is a great place to come to the wall if you want the wall. You can use a pole too. Circle that ankle a little bit, thank that foot and ankle for the balance work. May I be loved. May I know love. So now still the ankle, begin to trace the shin, draw the foot back in space towards your glute. Try to bring those thighs parallel to one another. Breathe again through that quad. Yeah, find a focal point, not a person. We move too much. So trying to keep the knee pointing down to the earth, not out to the side. We want to try to keep the knee inside of the body. So now you get to decide if you want to come into dancer pose. So begin to bend that right knee, push the foot into the hand, the left foot into the hand, and then maybe reach the right hand forward or just keep holding onto the wall or support. Find your dancer pose. Keep your gaze down towards the earth so your spine and neck are in control.
Ouch!
Oh, shoot. Ooh. What did you do?
Think of an island. Think
Yeah.
of your favorite ice cream.
It
Even
dropped
if you
my
went to
foot
Grand
onto my
Baby.
water bottle.
Oh, no. So let's slowly come out, release your foot, take your time, no need to rush. So once your foot, both feet are back down at the earth, let's do that side stretch again. So let's inhale up, exhale, let the right hand meet the thigh, reach the left hand over. And then inhale, rise, let the left hand reach down the thigh, right hand reaches over. And then inhale, come center, hands come down. And then let's take that swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, bend at the knees, hinge at the hips, lower the head beneath the heart. We're gonna take our time to step back into downward dog. So anchor your palms in, stepping back. So now let's take that right heel high to the sky. Now bend the knee, circle the ankle again, because that ankle was just doing the balance work. Reverse the circle. Feel the hip opening. So we're going to be moving into pigeon pose. So now let's still the ankle, draw the toes back to the sky, turn the toes down to the earth, hugging in the hip. Now bend the knee, draw the knee behind the wrist, bringing that shin to where it feels right, and then we'll lower down that left knee, walking the left knee back with your foot flexed, walk it back to the safe space. Grab your block if you need it, and then decide, you're gonna stay high or are you gonna come down? You get to choose. Use your blocks for support of your head, of your hip. Now let the river of breath, the river of love, travel down from your head, down your spine, and settle down into the pool of the hips. And let your hips soften into that pool. The breath soften you even deeper down. Be here for another 2 or 3 breaths. Hearing any sounds from the dog just take you even deeper. So let's make our way back onto our forearms. Most of us are already there, but we're gonna stay on our forearm and we're gonna rock off to that right hip. So that we're staying there on the right hip and we're gonna reach back for our left foot. Yes, move the block, I forgot to say that. Reach back for that left foot. Let's do a little more quad release here. Especially after doing the standing balance work, we might need to access it a little differently. Trying to keep that knee parallel with the hip to the best of our ability. So let's just take 2 more breaths here, breathing into the front of the quad again. And then gently let the foot relax, let the leg lengthen, come back onto your pigeon pose, come back onto your hands. We'll flex that left foot so we can step back. So we're gonna step back with the right foot, come back to your downward dog. Once you get there, go ahead, lift the left heel to the sky, 3-legged dog. Soften, or let's circle the ankle a couple times. Thank that foot and ankle for the balance. Go the other way. And then still the foot, soften the heel back as you bend the knee. You could circle the ankle a little bit still here if you'd like. Just find that attitude position to open the hip. So now reach the leg back to the sky, turn the toes down to the earth to make the hips parallel with the earth. Now bend the knee, draw the knee behind the left wrist, bring that left shin where it wants to go, and then lower the right knee down. You can walk the right knee back. So you're resting right above the knee joint. Grab your blocks to support your hip. Maybe grab a block to support your head. And then find your restorative pigeon. And now breathe here into this space. Now, maybe you can imagine that waterfall of love. Once again, entering through the crown, traveling down the spine, and pulling up around the hips to soften the hips. May I be loved. May I know love. Let's be here on this side for just a few more breaths. Take another full inhale, exhale here. And if you're not on your forearms, come to your forearms. You can come to your hands if that's easier. As we rock to the left, remove your block first, rock to the left, and then bend through that right knee, reach for the right foot or ankle, draw the heel back towards the glute. So you try to keep that knee parallel with the hip. We're gonna come out of this side differently than the other, so you don't need, we're not going back to pigeon after this. Take 2 more breaths here, breathing into the front of the quad, maybe drawing the heel a little further back, foot a little further back. And then slowly release the foot, release the leg, and just come on up into that seated position, moving any blocks off to the side. And then we're gonna go ahead and find our final strengthening pose. So hips right up, or shoulders right above the hips. Said the words, but earlier did say the words. Now lean back as you hold onto your thighs. Nice flat back. Add on with the legs. Balance on the seat bones. Decide what version you want to do with the arms holding or not, with the legs extended or not. And then we're gonna descend down. So if you can, vertebrae by vertebrae, going as slow as you can. And then lengthen your whole body out. Expand the fingers, expand the toes. And then slowly soften as you bend the knees and draw the knees into the chest and gently rock side to side. Circle the knees, massage the low back. Reverse your circle. And now keeping the knees in or bringing the feet down to the earth. We're going to still the circling or the rocking. Open the arms along the horizon to the letter T. Now exhale, let the knees drift to the right. Send the gaze out to the left fingertips. Now feel the shoulder blades reaching for the earth. Even if they're not touching, invite them to reach towards the earth. Now on your inhale, let the gaze come up. Inhale, engage the knees up. And then exhale, let the knees drift to the left. Let the gaze drift to the right. Once again, send the shoulder blades towards the earth. Now let the inhale bring your gaze up, knees up. And now find your last back body release, knee circles, rocking, or find your happy baby. With that full back body release. And then begin to still the rock. Begin to draw the knees in if they're not. Draw the head towards the knees as you curl into a nice tight ball. May I be love. And now let's expand into the love that we are as we open everything out. And we find a nice comfortable resting position. So let your breath be heavy. Let your body be soft. And let the deep, full breath, the river of love, begin to come in again through, this time through the forehead. As it comes in and down the forehead, let it smooth out the forehead. Let it smooth out the eyes, the jaw, the cheeks. Even the tongue begins to soften down now. Letting the ears soften as all the hairs on your head soften. So now let that waterfall that pools up from the third eye space, let it move into the mind and down through that vagus nerve, down your throat, softening your shoulders down as your arms get even heavier. Feeling the back softening down and releasing. Inviting the chest and belly to soften. Now feeling the hips sink even deeper down as the river of love continues to travel down. And then it verges between both legs as it travels down. Both legs simultaneously let that river of love travel down the legs. Over the knees, down the calves, and out through the heels. And then you can go through that as many times as you'd like, letting that river of love wash over and through your body, softening everything that is non-love, returning it to love again. May you know love. May you be love. And may you rest in this love that is here now. Now let's take in our deepest, fullest breath yet, sealing in our class of meditation. Drawing in that river of love. And perhaps sealing that in with your hands, connecting to your body and your being. Let them move wherever they want to move. Now, when you feel ready, you can gently draw your knees in and roll to one side. Taking your time. And as you roll to one side, just let one arm, the bottom arm, support your head. Let the other hand be in front of your heart space. And gently looking down in reverence and honor of the light inside of you. Gently press through that top hand to find your way up to seated. Letting your head stack last, there's no need to rush. For now, once you get here, let's bring our hands outside of our hips, soften the gaze down, soften the shoulders down. Let's flip the palms. Let's surround ourselves in an aura of love, whatever color you choose. Let your hands come together as you create that aura of love. And now draw the hands together and now draw the thumbs in front of the forehead. May I know love. Down in front of the lips, may I speak love. Down in front of the heart, may I be love. Now bow your head in reverence and honor, connecting your mind and your heart in this space of love. And now, from my heart to your heart, I'm wishing you guys just a blessed rest of your week. And namaste.
Namaste. That was good. No.
Other than the bottle.
I am so bad in my little toes.
Oh.
Ouch.